I'm about to go one more time. I'm about to go one more time. Hey y'all, welcome to our update for FAFSA changes that are coming. My name is Kirsten Dufour. I am Assistant Director and Project Manager for Get to College, and I'm really excited to share with you information about the FAFSA that is going to be changing. So as you know, on our channel here on YouTube, we have a whole lot of resources on how to complete the FAFSA, as well as the Mississippi Financial Aid application and all things about getting to college. And so we definitely want to make sure that you have that up-to-date information. So one thing that you should absolutely know about is that the FAFSA is changing, and it's starting the 24-25 academic year. So that means that if you are upcoming graduate of high school or just graduated, this is probably going to affect you. So what it means by the 24-25 academic year is that it is fall 24, spring semester 25, summer semester of 25. Who exactly is that for? So that means that it is high school graduating classes of 24 and above. And so obviously, if you're graduating high school in 2024, this affects you. This is your FAFSA that opens on October 1st, 2023, but also affects some more recent graduates. So classes of 21 and 22, if you are working on your bachelor's, anything beyond your associates, this is going to affect you. So if you're graduating right now and you will be a senior in college in the 24-25 semester, that's your last year, the FAFSA is going to affect you. Class of 22, your junior year, the changes of the FAFSA will affect your junior and senior year. And then for those that are class of 23, if you're working on something on your associates or beyond, it'll start your sophomore year. And then, of course, like we mentioned earlier, those high school seniors graduating in 24, this will be your FAFSA moving forward. So what does this mean? It means a FAFSA is simplification. It means that it's going to become less questions to be completed, which is great. But these are the things that we really think that you need to know, that are going to be things that you need to know right now. We're going to do more of these, and we're going to break it down in even more bite-sized pieces. But these are the things that we want you, whether you're a student or a parent, to be aware of. First off, EFC, expected family contribution. That's that number on that confirmation page that I talk about on the walkthrough of how to do the FAFSA. This is what the colleges use to determine your eligibility for aid. It's going to become the SAI, Student Aid Index. And so this is going to be a number that actually could be negative, and it's going to be what the colleges are using to calculate your financial need. And so know that you're no longer, starting 24, going to hear anything about EFC. You're going to be hearing about SAI, and that's the Student Aid Index, and it can be a negative number. We'll dig into more about that later. Second, the number in the household. Actually, this is the number in college no longer affect Pell. So the household still matters, but the number in the household that are currently in college, that no longer affects Pell. It used to be, and right now the way that it is if you have two in your household that are students in college, then you can be eligible for potentially Pell Grant because it cuts your EFC down based off the number in college. So know that the household is still considered, but an element that is no longer considered is a number in college starting in the 24-25 academic year. And then third, businesses and farms will be considered as assets. Currently, if you have a small business or a small farm and you have less than 100 employees, they're not considered an asset on the FAFSA. But moving forward, they are going to be considered assets starting the 24-25 year. So you've got a few years before this takes effect, but we wanted to make sure that you are aware, that you aren't surprised, particularly if you're a parent and you maybe will have a student that has graduated, but one that will be affected by this, or if you've got numerous in college and are getting Pell Grant from that, that may be changing in the future. So you need to be aware of that. One caveat about farm is that even if your primary residence is on it and you have a farm, that income is still considered as an asset moving forward. We'll dig into what more of these mean and probably add more to as they come along. We've got a couple years before that happens, but you're probably hearing rumblings about it on different social media channels. So as your friendly FAFSA sharers on YouTube, we definitely wanted to make sure that you're aware of this. So make sure that you follow Get to College on all of our social media channels. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel because we'll be doing more lives, we'll be doing more updates. And of course, once that new FAFSA comes around, you can always know that we'll do a walkthrough on how you can complete it and answer any questions that you have. So you can always leave those in the chat. Feel free to drop those in the chat. I do want to make sure you clarify that when it says number in household, it means number of household that are in college. Will no longer affect your Pell eligibility. As we get more updates, we'll definitely share them with you. Thanks for joining us.